Okay, so I had a 15-minute time limit in my video and it kind of cut off, so we're just gonna start with part two, I guess, and continue. So here, again, I kind of filled this out already. So across from the right angle is the hypotenuse. The opposite side is going to be opposite from the reference angle, which is down here, so opposite over here. And adjacent is right next to the reference angle. So again, across from the right angle is the hypotenuse, and the adjacent side is right next to the reference angle. Can't be this side because this is a hypotenuse, so it has to be this side. And opposite is the opposite side. Opposite on the opposite side is going to be down here, right? So yeah, so that's labeling the triangles. The next section we're going to be looking at is the three trig ratios, or the fundamental ratios: sine, cosine, tangent. And what this is a pattern in right triangles. So sine theta, if you type in your calculator, you need a scientific calculator. If you can use your phones may need to tilt it like horizontally, and then you have more functions on your phone. If you do type in sine theta, that is going to be equal to the ratio of opposite over hypotenuse in a right triangle. So for example, say your reference angle is 30 degrees. So if you're in a calculator, if you type in 30 degrees sine, or some calculators you have to type in sine then 30 degrees, you should get 0.5, I believe. So that means whenever you have a reference angle of 30 degrees, opposite over hypotenuse is always going to be 0.5. Yeah. So the cosine ratio is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan ratio is opposite over adjacent. So you don't really need to memorize this technically, because while you're working from home, you can just Google it. You also have it on your data booklet, I believe, that you get on any test, even if it's in class. But this is something you probably want to remember because you're going to be using it a lot, especially when you're doing homework and in the future. So you will end up remembering it. So the way that I remembered it was I used the acronym SAW, CA, TOA, right? SOH, CA, CAH, TOA. So this just stands for sine is, I guess you kind of say sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Cos ratio is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tan ratio is opposite over adjacent. So you can kind of see how it works. So SAW, CA, TOA, right? Okay, so in this over here, I'm just kind of showing you that, so this larger triangle is just made up of similar smaller triangles. So triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3, and you got triangle 4. Okay, they all have reference angle 30 degrees, right? So 30 for all of them. And they have 90-degree angles here. And you know that all three angles in a triangle have to equal 180. If this is 30, this is 90, this has to be 60, 60, 60, 60. So it doesn't matter how long it is, the sides, the relationship between, for example, the adjacent side and the hypotenuse side, so is always going to be tan, so opposite over adjacent, tan 30 degrees, whatever that is on your calculator. Okay, so hopefully this kind of makes sense. We're going to go over sine, cosine, and tangent in detail over the next couple days, but I guess this part might be kind of new. I'm not sure if you learned in grade 9. The rest should be review Pythagoras theorem and, you know, using sides and labeling and that kind of stuff. Okay, that's it for the notes. Just gonna talk about the textbook a little bit, where to find the homework, because this is probably the first day you've used it, and also gonna talk about the class notebook very slightly. And I'm gonna go over this in, hopefully you watch this. You're gonna watch this after the meeting, but in the first day's meeting, we'll go over that. Okay, so let me just go over, let's say, the OneNote first. So in OneNote, this is kind of the teacher perspective. I can see every student and I can see what they've handed in and what's in their folders and that kind of stuff. I can create folders for you guys, which I've already kind of set up a little bit. There's a collaboration space, which is going to be where students and teachers can work. Probably not going to use this too much. The content library, this is where we're going to put all the notes. Yeah, put all the notes in here. I might put the tests and quizzes and project information. So here you can't edit it directly in here, but what you can do is you can drag it and put it into your folders. So you can drag notes out of there and put it into your note folder, and you can change it up or write notes, etc. Okay. So I'm going to open up Content Library. We're going to start on Chapter 2. This is kind of in order. I think I didn't put Chapter 1 yet, but we're going to start with Chapter 2. And right now it's blank, but hopefully by class you'll have the notes and everything in here. Okay. So let's look at your own folder. So let's look at Aiden's, for example. So you can see I set up a homework section, a quiz and test section, and a projects, class notes, and well, a new section shouldn't really be here. Let me just delete this. Yep. Okay. So when you're finished your homework, I think most of you will probably print it out, or you don't really need to print it out. You can just, when you do your work, just make sure it's labeled and clear. You know, write the title at the top of the page, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order, so I know what it is. And then once you're finished, you can either scan it or you can take a picture of it with your phone or whatever camera you have. And you're just going to stick it in your homework section. Okay. So normally this wasn't here, so let me just delete this. So if I'm finished my homework, I'm going to take a picture of it and save it onto my computer or wherever. And then you are going to create a new section here. So there aren't any pages here. Add a page to start taking notes. So let's add a page. So I'm going to right click. Nope, sorry. I just kind of clicked on this white space and I started the first page. So I'm going to name this page, let's say we're doing 3.0. So 3.0 Trig homework. There we go. You don't really need to write it too much. The date's already there. And, ooh, look what time I'm recording this, 2 a.m. Okay. And then you're going to go to pictures, okay, and file from file. And you're just going to find a picture of, well, these are not, this is like my birthday pictures. So, but you're going to find a picture of your homework that you just finished. So let's just do this one. Yeah, happy birthday. So this is obviously not my homework, but you find your homework page and you just stick it on here. And it's there. Okay. You can also attach a file by clicking the file button. But if you click the file button, it's going to not show up as, let's see, insert attachment. It's going to show up as an attachment and I have to open it up. So it's just one extra step for me. So just put it as a picture so it's already there. And I'm just going to delete this because it's distracting me. So put it as a picture so it's already there and I can just quickly go through students and see it. Okay. I'll probably mark all the homework by the end of the week. So make sure you upload it every single day, your homework, when you're done. It's there. And that's about it. Your quizzes and tests, we'll talk about that kind of stuff maybe in another video, but just focus on the homework for now and we'll talk about quizzes or tests. Your first test Thursday, so by Wednesday we'll start talking about it. Okay, so last thing we're going to talk about is the math textbook. So in the course syllabus, I put a link, so you can copy and paste that link, or you can just go to Google and type in Nelson textbooks and just go, I'm a student. And I also put down the course syllabus, the class code, or the username code you need, and the password, and you can log in. And the book that we're using is, let's go to cover, Math Links 10. Okay, we're starting with Chapter 2, so you go to Chapter 2, I'm going to flip the page, and we're doing the Get Ready section, and I'll have what questions you need to work on in the Trig section in your class notebook, and I'll mention it tomorrow too. So you're going to work on this page, get ready, and you're also going to work on that one handout page I'll also post. So you're going to do those two things and hand them in and upload them. And yeah, that's enough for now. So yeah, good luck, and hopefully it kind of makes sense. Don't get too frustrated. I know this is really new for most of you, but over the next few days, hopefully it gets a little bit better and things go a little bit more smooth.